Where did we get to? Inyan Levishas Amanalim. Is that where we're at? I'm sorry, I didn't really
Yes.
look at it ahead of time like I wanted it to. Did I read the top part of the Levishas Amanalim or not? I got 531:20. Huh?
Yeah, started it.
We started it. Okay, so then are we on number Kafches in the Tiva Kavanas?
Not that far.
Okay.
I'm on page pay base or pay gimel.
I got it. Pay base. I found it. Now we're in the Tiv on number Vihine Min HaMalvush Hachitzani De'ima. That's where we're at, right? From Malvush Hachitzani De'ima Ilah Nikba Chashmal. Right? So this is some kind of a lavush on the very outside of Ima. The interesting thing is that Ima is on the inside of, at least the tzaddik of the tzolim of Ima is on the inside of Zeranpin. This is from the outside. It must become from a higher place. Halavush hakitzon sheyesh be'ima chelo ki hanikba b'shem chashmal. It's called by that name. So he said ki chashmal k'b'matrim malvush kanal. I think we heard that. He said v'tevel chashmal oilech b'gematrim k'mizbech v'malvush. Okay, v'zeh raya shahashmal hu hamalvush is a malvush. V'zeh halavush hakitzon de'ima hanikba chashmal. So this lavush, whom a malvish makiv as zun bebechutz, the hiyos she'ima shomeres al banecho shehem zun. It's like this is a special kind of guardianship that she has for her children. This is like being under the wings of an eagle. So there she puts her children inside of her clothing. Shalom on nikra chashmal. Now we have an idea what's going on with chashmal. So Rav Modianu, so the Rav says like this: Shalom nitach v'nachsho. So you make this error. Or hamakiv dezer anpein ha'omen alzah, which is this is not the or makif. Shuhu b'pechidus alamed and the mem tzelem ha'maluvish to chagat v'chabad the devuna, which are relative to those levels in Tavuna, Shehem ha'omdim al gabe reishet that are standing on top of the head of Zah, on top of his head, as is done. Which I didn't know they were actually, we want to say they're on top of his head. It does make sense. I thought since it's a makif, that it means it goes all the way around. But let's say that's where it's at. But actually it's not an aspect of the light of Zeranpin, of the Mochin, but actually it's a part of Ima herself, of the Kitzonis of her, like we mentioned. So the light, we understand this also, all the light of Zeranpin comes from Ima. Im came koyim makom lahavin shezech hamamalbush the Ima hamakiv zah. Or hamakif is since it's makif, and it comes from the outside, and it's also coming from Eva, but you might think that. I think of the DNA, wants to say the DNA is Ima's DNA, not Zah's. It's something else altogether. So let's talk about this. It's not the light of Bina. What is it? So it's not the essence, I guess he means the atzmius of the light, or some kind of aspect, but actually it's what's his word? It's a kitzoni shalima, it's a lavush. So this lavush is she'ima malvisha as zer anpin, who rock bebechinis of lavush shalom belvad, it's only the aspect of a clothing that she has, bebechinis or makiv Shuhu, the or of the Lamed and Mem. So he said that several times here. So he says, but it's a different kind of light, or it's not light; it's a lavush, but it's a light that is a lavush. So he says, he says, thus a kedei lekabel mechem yinikasa, because what they want to feed off of that. Ein lechem koyach le'aches el the parts of zun b'kaviyachol. They can only really go after the parts of a zun. Avo ein lechem koich li'achaz b'parts of ima, but they don't have the strength to be able to get a hold of the parts of ima. So since it's not in that dimension, it's a dimension that's higher. Ein koich li'achaz l'mala b'zun. So therefore, there's no real power for them to get a hold of zun. So he said, so that's the whole idea. It's a protection, like a band of rays or something that blinds the chitzonim, metaphorically, in my words. So that becomes a protection, a shield. And the answers are Yedech B'Shehim Ma'apsekes Bein Zun Bein Chitzoni, because it becomes once again a shield. Kadei Shelo Yuchlo Chitzoni, his car of the Zun, so that they can't get actually onto Zun, B'Yonodik Mehem, and then nurse off of them or feed off of them. So he said, Hepsek Shebein Zun L'Chitzoni Na'asach Yedech B'Chalvush De'ima Hanikwa Chishmal. And then going on, Zercha Chishmal De'ima Machasim as Al Zun, now covers over Zun. Now number 24, he says, Zercha Lavush Shal Ima Hu Or Moed. It is a minimum amount of light. It would be probably the most Kisoni's part. It would be the most minimum light, Ha'ara, that comes from Ima. Ma'od Ve'erek L'Or Shal Zun. So he says, let me just read it again. Zercha Lavush Shal Ima Hu Or Moed Ma'od. Be'erek l'or shel zun. If you look at it in relationship to the light in zun, this sounds like it's less of a light. Before takef l'holon, now he's going to get into this. Now we said, let's read the top and just familiarize myself. He says, Amda the sivas yosef ben nimshak min imere law. So we see that since it's all coming from imere law, afal pisha oram amoed, even though the light is much more dim. Now he set up the way that the Tiv explained this. He set it up as sort of like a contradiction. He says that how does it keep him away if it's such a limited light? So number Kaf Vav in the Tiv, he says Agam Shuhu Or Moed Ma'od Shaharehu Rak Lavush Akitzani De'im. It's only Lavush. But because it's really an aspect of what came from Imay law. The Fichach Ein Yecholas Bidei Kitzonin Le'achos V'Dianek Melavoshes, even though it's really a very reduced light. He said of the commercial cost of Harav the El She'ein Kitzonim Yecholin Le'achos Be'imach V'Dianek manner, because they can't really grab a hold of Ima and be able to nurse or feed off of Ima. That's not possible for them. Any aspect, even the most minimum aspect, then the Chitzonim can't really get to that part. So then he says, now, should we stop here? Stop here, okay. All right, we'll stop here. Okay, I'll make a note of this. Okay. 1 second, this